Gen Z Labour MPs are pushing for a 3-day week in Parliament because they say that they haven't got enough time to have any family time.
Yes, it's become a bit of a shock because, of course, many MPs left at the last general election, and when you go into Parliament, it's a lot younger now than it ever was. You've got a lot of MPs who are sort of under the age of 35.
Well, they've got young kids.
And they've got young kids, and it's, you know, Parliament, you know, it was set up to be, you know, you go down to Parliament on a Monday morning, and then you go back to your constituency on a Thursday, and that takes up your block of time. You don't have, you know, that's your working week.
And you would start in the afternoon, later than they do now. Sort of 2, nothing much happened before 2, because a lot of people had other jobs. You know, and that's all changed now.
Yes, and it's come as from what I've picked up, it's come as quite as a shock to many of these younger MPs who are saying, hang on a moment, you know, I'm away from my family, I'm away from my loved ones, I'm down in London, they have constituents, you know, several, you know, miles away from their, where they're working in London, and actually now they're saying, well, they want to work a 3-day week. Well, it doesn't actually work like that.
And also, if you don't even know what job you've applied to do, and you're supposed to be one of the people running the country, I would suggest that, you know, you might want to look again into the history books and see what's going on. Let's talk about Harry and Meghan. Apparently, over the course of the weekend, we also discovered that they won't be home for Christmas, I'm afraid, because still they're all at loggerheads with one another.
Yes, I thought there was supposed to be, I'm not a royal expert by any means, but I thought there was supposed to be some sort of rapprochement where they all got together, they were sort of coming together, but it's not going to...
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it now.
No.
And they haven't, of course, been...
I think the problem is, obviously, Meghan doesn't really want to come back here.
No.
Right?
Yeah, she's very rarely...
I mean, he's here quite a lot, you know, fighting court cases and all the rest of it, you know.
But they haven't, of course, they haven't celebrated Christmas at Sandringham since 2018.
It's quite a long time,
So it's a long time. You can't see it happening anytime soon.
I can't.
But certainly for this year, it's not going to.
I can't see them returning at all.
They're going to be in Montecito in California with their 2 young children.
Yeah. I see Ellen DeGeneres has had a bit of bad luck over the weekend. You know, she's moved to the Cotswolds to avoid Donald Trump. Apparently the house got flooded. I mean, that'll teach you to move to the Cotswolds in the middle of winter, you know, when it hasn't stopped raining for about 5 weeks. A story that's in the Daily Mail today, Elton John's lost his sight, apparently.
This is a really sad story. You can only hope that he you know, this is only temporary, but, you know, he stunned the West End audience of his, because he wrote the score to The Devil Wears Prada musical, and it was at the premiere of the Dominion. The opening night was at the Dominion Theatre, but he was unable to actually watch the performance of the show, because at the curtain call he said that he'd lost his
he had some kind of eye infection, didn't he, which apparently has caused him to go completely blind in one eye, and his other eye's not very good either, so he's been sort of led around by David Furnish, his husband. It's really sad.
It's a terrible story, and of course he's one of the most, you know, he is probably one of the most talented musicians.
Well, he is one of Britain's national treasures, isn't he?
You know,
I always remember that great documentary, I think David Furnish actually made it, of sort of tantrums and tiaras, and it was Elton John just having a series of tantrums all over the place, and he remember he ordered his private jet to take him back to London because he didn't like the way some woman was watching him playing tennis. It was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, Theo, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed.